Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. We are playing with a Drain Essence Death Knight. And we're doing that on hardcore, and this is ultimate difficulty. Last episode we did the Hidden Path content. So of course this time we are following up on that. And we're heading into the East Marsh, where the Temple of the Three resides, which is the final piece of the Hidden Path puzzle. Along the way we are going to look for Urbruk's disappearance, gonna look for some clues. And there is a bone hunter that needs to be murderized. This place is inhabited by a lovely bunch of trolls, many of whom are not going to survive the day. Okay, there's some level 102s in here. So as always, I'm just gonna stick to the bottom of the level. Just follow the outlines. That is going to get you where you need to be in at least the easiest navigable way. Okay, please let me in, you bunch of trolls. And there is the Swamp King, and there is a Void Touched. Anything else in here? So that's just overguard, because that seems like a good thing to do here. If they're gonna hit hard, you might as well just shield yourself a little bit. Keep that war cry up to reduce the enemy's incoming damage. And there we go. Only the king remains, and the king has not enough damage output to touch me. Ding dong, the king lies dead. So even on ultimate he's not that much of a challenge. So if you are undergeared, you might actually hit pretty darn hard. Do keep in mind this build is geared for defense, not for offense. So it's more important to survive your encounters than to finish them quickly. And with that in mind, I'm definitely looking forward to the Sentinel fight at the end of the temple. Since the Sentinel is capable of dealing quite some damage. Also quite some damage over times that he's able to stack. So it's gonna be a challenging fight. Probably on par with the Mad Queen. So I think in earlier difficulties... Was he on par? I think so. Maybe slightly easier than the Mad Queen, but not much. Okay, hello, goodbye. Give me all your gear. Everybody, get around, I've got a story to tell. It's a story about a Necromancer that slew all the inhabitants of a goblin city. Global city, that is. Wait, I didn't tell it was gonna be a fun story, it's gotta be a horror story. Ooh, we got a blueprint. Mythical Dawnguard helm. Ooh, that's part of the Dawnguard set. So I think I've got most of the pieces already, but now I also have the blueprint for the helmet. So Dawnguard is a lightning retaliation set. It seems like an interesting thing. Of course, I've already done a retaliation build, so I'm not that keen to build it. Also, retaliation is something that is difficult to make work, since most of the bosses in the game, they actually attack rather slowly. And often they use spells rather than attacks, so the retaliation doesn't quite help you there. So yeah, retaliation does have its limitations. But against regular trash mobs, retaliation is pretty darn cool. But you will need a single target attack to deal with bosses. Okay, we got lots of loot. There was something shiny here. Yes, Fate Weaver's Raiment. Grants a prismatic aura, which just gives you 15 to all resists, as well as 5 physical resist. Drains some active energy per second, that's a bit of a downside, but well, for more resists that might be helpful. And on top it boosts ether and elemental damage, gives some health, some energy regen, projectile avoidance, fizz resist, chaos resist, and a bonus to elemental balance, Stormcaller's Pact and flashbang. So that is Arcanist, Druid and Demolitionist. That's the elemental classes, that's for sure. Let's see, Fang of the Bone Hunter is technically a quest item. Might as well put it in with the other items. And then shiny magical rocks. Might contain something. Rune Shrine, yeah, see, I don't really fancy building a Mistborn talisman just to get a point. That feels like a little bit too steep of a price, so we're gonna ignore that. I'm gonna continue onwards to the next attraction. Or the next ride, or whatever you wanna call it. Next stop on the tour. Yes. Searching for clues of Uruburg's disappearance. Which is up here. It's very, very convenient all. Hello, you are level 107. That is 11 levels above me. That makes you potentially a tough bugger. Yeah, definitely potentially a tough bugger. On the other hand, apparently there was a hero that got killed in the crossfire here. One of the nice things about Drain Essence still, you can just focus on one enemy, the automatic extra target seeking just kicks in and helps you quite a lot.
I can't do that yet.
And there we go. Loot, 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 loot. Mythical Purging Gaze. Didn't we already have one of those? Okay, bunch of undeads. Probably gonna be good for my nemesis, the upcoming nemesis status for the undead. The more you kill, the easier, the faster you get there. And for here it is 900. Yeah, exactly. That helped. I think I started at 1200 or so more points that I needed when I started this. I did do a Spined Cove run, so there's some. Ooh, look at that. They spawned some stuff behind me. Spined Cove is filled with ghosts, so of course you're gonna get some undead reputation or undead hate. I think they're quite happy with you killing all the undead. And this one's only frozen, so that is an easy one. Wonderful. Mythical Purging Gaze. This is not the one I had in mind. Oh, Chaos Res, Elemental Res, bit of resists, all kinds of fire-based skills that get bonuses. There's some things to like there. But it is yet another quest that has been marked as completed now. So we can move on with our lives. And we keep sticking to the outsides of the level. This time curving across the top. And once we get to the bend in the road roughly over here, that is where we can use the 3 runestones from the hidden path to open up the Sentinel's temple, the Temple of the Free. Come on, bunch of trolls. Nice and quiet. Treasure chest. Well, small treasure chest. Treasure chest nonetheless. And there is the stone. Marked sealed by Eldritch forces. Okay, there's something ancient. And what does the other one do? Electrified. Ancient and electrified. So I guess this one is so ancient it's starting to decompose since it's becoming rather putrid out here. Still, whenever you see heroes, do be careful. They might be arcane. Especially if they have a fancy kind of name, then the arcane bit is going to be hidden in there. A person with a good memory or who's so inclined might just memorize the names of all the enemies that are potentially dangerous. I'm not very good with memorizing things, so I'll just have to run into them and then have a near-death experience. And then usually my brain kind of picks up like, wait, maybe this is a dangerous enemy. Maybe I should be careful here. But Arcane and that dude in the... I always forget the name. It's the war zone. What was the war zone called again? Fields of Strife? Yes, Plains of Strife. See? Names. I'm very bad with names. Luckily, I do remember where they are and that they are very, very lethal. Okay. Bunch of spiders, bunch of doggies. Let's get out of the poison. And there we go. Oh, wait, you're not dead yet. Now you are. Winged horrors, some spiders, and look at that. Oh, you are corrupted. Then you must be purged. So be nice and just step outside of the circle. Yes, I'm gonna do that. Right, there we go. And a little bitsy spider. So definitely notice that I'm relying on my energy flasks now to keep my energy bar filled up most of the time. Definitely running a little bit of an aggressive energy management strategy here, so to say. Because for a long time I wanted to remain energy stable. Yeah, let's go there. I wanted to remain energy stable, so as to not really need the energy flask, and as a result I was always overflowing with my energy flasks, and oftentimes when it overflowed I just sold, I just cut the stack down to 50, kept 50, sold the rest, and did the same for health flasks. Health flasks, I'm still getting more and more of them, but my energy, it's actually below 50 now, and that's because I'm using more than I'm finding. Within reason, it is okay. I would be more comfortable with a little bit better energy management, but at the moment it's sort of kind of okay. And the extra damage that you get from boosting your skills to higher levels, it is helpful. It takes things out a little bit faster. Ah, you were not quite dead yet. Sneaky bugger. Mythical Tempest of the Void, Windtels. Wait, these are quest items, might as well just stick those in a later box. And a couple more little beasties. Some of these rooms have additional spawns, some of these don't. It's always a matter of just running around a lot, trying to trigger all the seals, and indeed, seals usually do the trick. Enemies just trickling in, that's the easiest way to take them out. And for them it is probably the least efficient one for them, since they'll die but they're not really able to get in any damage. So this is a bit of a bloody mess. Let's see, get to the other side, because there is a heroic chest over there. All the reinforcements are just trickling in from this side. One way I could maybe be a bit more efficient with energy is to not drain as long. Because of course half of the damage that you apply is the vitality decay debuff. Actually it's about a third these days. That has changed a little bit, or maybe about 40% or so. That's gonna continue ticking for a while. Hello, I'd like the loot please, okay. You're being mean to me. Just let me pick up the loot in peace please. Yes, thank you. Monsters, right? Just no manners. So, backtrack a little bit, because there is a room up here. Might contain something interesting, might not contain something interesting. The only way to find out is to go back. That's a bunch of poisonous looking enemies. There's more over there. Ugh. Again, someone just couldn't contain themselves. Yeah. Ooh, secrets. That's over here. Huh. I like it. Mythical Cleansed Blade of Elgoloth. I think we found that one last episode as well. Well, finding the epic items multiple times, of course, is something that will happen. Even mythical items sometimes repeat themselves. Every once in a while it is nice that Blitz actually has an AoE component, since if you're charging into a group of enemies, they'll just all get knocked down, and they probably will not survive it. Okay, so the road is blocked up ahead, so we need to backtrack and just take the main route. But so far doing a pretty decent job of just full clearing the place. Hey, there's the things behind me. Come on. There we go. And gone you are. I think those dogs explode, but because I'm shielded against chaos damage thanks to the Voidwalkers, I don't really consciously notice it, since it makes no impact on my health bar. At least I always imagine it is chaos damage. Or vitality, but because that's the kind of color that they've got. Well, some of them are lightning based, but the other ones, they all have a very void or a very vitality looking color. A rotten corpse and some bouncy spiders. And more doggies.
I can't do that yet.
And it feels like we're getting pretty close to the boss man, to the Sentinel. Ooh. Knocked over some finels. Backing myself a little bit into a corner here, but hey, there might be loot. Yeah, see, a metal strongbox. Yeah, there are a couple more rooms back here. And ooh, look at that, larger treasure chest. Huge boatload of spiders, but from the looks of it, there are no heroic spiders here today. Just regular ones. And that was that. Yeah, see, that one was nearly dead. Ooh, another larger box. And they're doing decent chunks of damage. There's no denying that. Another nice large box. So far, doing pretty comfy here. This one's filling up. Yep. Okay. Cool. And then there is the portcullis. And that's going to be the fight with the Sentinel. So as always, the Sentinel will... There's going to be some invisible tripwires that will spawn additional enemies. Sentinel does a lot of damage, so the less add-ons there are, the better. Okay, he's 104, so that makes him 8 levels above me. Gonna see if I can just tank most of the damage here. Oh, you are doing a lot of damage here. Really a lot of damage. Okay, he's doing bizarre amounts of damage. Warcry. Okay, this is not funny anymore. Truly not funny anymore. Well, if we put it back to the Mad Queen, of course, I was not face tanking the Mad Queen either. That would have been mad. Just keep him at distance. Use my Drain Essence. Use the add-ons actually as just health packs, since you can drain their life rather nicely. And just keep him distracted with the minion. Let's overguard a little bit here. And drain some more. Upside is he's not sustaining himself as well as the Mad Queen was. And I think we got him. There we go. So definitely a faster fight. But in terms of damage output, this guy can be incredibly scary. But it worked out in at the end. And we got mythical Rifthound leg wraps here. And that's kind of it. Well, he's of course just the boss here. But there should be some treasure chests afterwards. Oh, and of course the pity prize. You get to be killed after the boss fight. So nobody really cares about your deaths. It's kind of sad really. So a ornate strongbox. Now we have another strongbox. And then there is more. What? It is another trap. What? And hidden spoils. And I think there was something blue in there. Mythical Gore Feast. That's a Shaman Axe. With some blood boil mixed in for fun. Here, no more loot. Let's have a chat with the attendant. Hello. I've come to learn of the witch gods. How do I learn? I am ready for the gift. And that is the gift of a skill point. Such power, I will need a moment for myself. Guess that's a very polite way of saying goodbye. Ooh, we actually have this one overcapped, of course. So all we get here is 7 more points in offense and defensive abilities. So I think I'll just proceed with the original plan. Let's just put points into overguard. It'll give us a little bit more active mitigation if required. And that was the Temple of the Three. So Sentinel fight, definitely different in nature than the Mad Queen. Mad Queen is very strong at sustaining herself, really annoying at debuffing you. This guy is more explosive, but the trade-off is that he's a bit more of a glass cannon as well, and therefore rather easy to take out. So we got 2 more side quests to hand in. One is the tomb of the tome of the Keeper of the Tomes of the Necromancers is the one that needs to be briefed, and we even have Urburg's notes for her. And after that we have to head over to the witch, to Anasteria, and give her the Fang of the Bone Hunter. Okay, and that is more rep and some crafting stuff. That's rather confident of you. Marvelous. We don't need the rep, but crafting components are always helpful. Same for the outcast. Actually, we are already brevered with the outcasts. So Fort Icon is where we need to go. To the basement. But the next quest we get is to head into the Steps of Torment. Oh, and of course we lost reputation with the Black Legion, because boo hiss. But eventually, well, the Ethereal of Vanguard is the one that will help us balance things out here. But yeah, we now have a quest for one of the roguelike dungeons. As I said before, we're gonna do those after we complete the main quest. Do all the challenge content at that point. So we can hide that one. Yeah. So for next episode, technically we do have the Herald of Destruction that still needs to be slain. That's I think that doesn't take too much. Well, we'll see. Probably if one of the episodes we end a bit of time to spare, might as well just sneak that one in. For the rest, we will get started on the expansion content in the next episode. So for now, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.